What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the LTQ Wrestling Podcast. I am BDJ. Got my weekly SmackDown reviews. This is going to be me this week. QJ's out celebrating his birthday, and I don't blame him. Celebrating a birthday or watching WWE Smackdown, I think we all know what the option we would choose would be. Anyway, SmackDown tonight, interesting show. Not the worst SmackDown again, not a very eventful show. I mean, most of the time when you watch these WWE Smackdowns, a lot of just going through the motions. But we did have a number one contender fatal four way to main event the show. We had Damian Priest, Trick Williams, Finn Balor, and Royce Keys in the fatal four way. Winner faces Sami Zayn at SummerSlam. I'm not the biggest fan of them picking and choosing who to have number one contenders. I thought when you lost the championship, you got an automatic rematch. But apparently that's just tossed out the window now. I don't even understand WWE's logic with some of this stuff. It's just like they pick and choose what to make logical and what not. Like Sammy lost the championship, he has a rematch. Cody lost the championship, he had a rematch. Shouldn't they just get an automatic rematch clause? Like I understand they want to get Sammy on the card, but it's just the logic here is just it makes my head hurt sometimes. But it's WWE. What can you really expect? Anyways, Finn Balor gets the win here. And this was really expected. Royce Keys is already in a match. He wasn't going to win this. You had Trick Williams already facing Melo. He wasn't going to win this. Maybe Priest, but like Priest against Sammy at SummerSlam. I think Balor against Sammy sounds a little bit more exciting if you're a fan. So Balor right now is the right choice. Him against Sammy is going to be a heck of a one-on-one wrestling match. Obviously, Sammy's going to win, but Balor plays this role perfectly. He's a guy you can put in a match like this. He can take a loss, and you know you're going to get a great match out of it. So I'm not mad at this at all. I think Balor's the perfect choice. Obviously, you had some interference. It's a fatal four-way, no DQ. LA Knight was out there. Solo, the Usos. Royce Keys was about to win. Jacob Fatu attacks him. Balor took advantage of that. Hit Priest with a coup de grace. Got the win 1, 2, 3. And Finn Balor against Sami Zayn is happening at SummerSlam. And I'm not really that excited for SummerSlam, I will say. Like sometimes I forgot it was even next weekend, like a lot of y'all did. I've seen a lot of posts saying, like, oh crap, SummerSlam's next week. It just hasn't been a very well booked or hyped heading into this show. It's just kind of been there. And, you know, they're starting to get their final card in order. I don't know if I'm going to do a prediction video for SummerSlam because there's a lot of matches not even still announced yet. Like sometimes it's really hard to do prediction videos nowadays unless you're doing like the main matches because they don't even announce half the cards until like a week in advance. Sometimes, you know, that SmackDown or Dynamite before the pay-per-view they announce it. It's just like, man, that's not fun. But Finn Balor against Sami Zayn, I'm really looking forward to it. I think we all know how the outcome's going to be. But I really enjoyed the Fatal Four Way. I thought it was good action, a lot of back and forth. Everything made sense. Nobody, you know, did ridiculous stuff. Everybody looked strong. A typical WWE Fatal Four Way main event. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't a 5-star classic, but it was just your average. Everybody looking strong, hitting their stuff, getting their spots in, and the right winner came out of it. So all in all, a solid main event. So to kick off the show, we have Adam Pearce out there with Nick Aldis and Gunther, obviously doing the contract signing for the big match at SummerSlam. And they went back and forth, jabbing at each other. And pretty much Nick Aldis is saying, Gunther, you've had nothing but problems with me. This is all on you. This is happening. Adam Pearce, before all this went on, saying, like, you know, if you sign this contract, you're not going to be the GM anymore at SmackDown. You're relinquishing that. WWE does not have any responsibility for what happened between you and Gunther, all that. And Nick Aldis pretty much said that Gunther made him hit his breaking point. That Gunther was pushing all the right buttons to get him to finally snap, and it finally happened. And Gunther goes back to him saying, you know, you didn't really make it like you thought you would. You've always wanted to be a WWE superstar, and it never happened. I walk up in here and I'm winning championships. My watch is worth more than your whole salary, or whatever he said. And they went back and forth still. And he said, just like Goldberg, AJ Styles, and Cena, he will defeat Nick Aldis. And after that, Nick Aldis said, look, I haven't wrestled in 3 years. I have nothing to lose. Nothing. If you beat me, you beat me. If I beat you, though, you're gonna be, what was the last line he said? It was a funny line. You go from being the career killer to the guy who got made a bitch by his boss. That's the line right there. I thought that was a funny line. And a brawl breaks out after that. Gunther ends up hitting with a low blow after he pushes him into Adam Pearce. Power bombs Nick Aldis through a table. And that's how the start of SmackDown ends. And all in all, a great segment between these two. Nothing really crazy, but like you keep building up this match. I really hope though they show some like video packages of Nick Aldis in the ring. I mean, they got a week to do this. Not a lot of WWE fans are familiar with Nick Aldis or Magnus. Like you kind of got to show them a little bit more. It's like sometimes WWE and AEW just kind of expect fans to know stuff they're doing. Not a lot of people in the WWE audience watch stuff outside of WWE. They just don't. So like show them some video packages. What makes Nick Aldis great? Some people probably didn't realize he was a wrestler before. So like it'd be best to have like a little bit of a package. You're working with TNA, get some work he did over there. NWA, maybe you can get a hold of that. Just kind of get fans familiar with it because they're not really doing a good job of that. They're just saying, okay, this guy's a former wrestler. Okay, can we see some can we see some work he's done? Can we see, some highlight packages? Something? Just something. Like WWE's got to do a little bit better with this. Like sometimes they just speculate, like, okay, people know this guy wrestled in TNA. Let's just keep going with this. And maybe next week they show a video package and they get fans familiar. But I was really disappointed they didn't show that here. Brie Bella against Laney Reed, not really anything to talk about match wise. It was just your typical one-on-one match, back and forth. Laney Reed goes for a roll up. Referee sees it. Brie ends up hitting her with the roll up. Gets the 1, 2, 3. And after the match, Fatal Influence tries attacking Brie and Paige, and we hear Nikki Bella's music. And Nikki Bella makes her big return, setting up Fatal Influence against Paige and the Bellas at SummerSlam. And should be an interesting match. It's good to see Nikki back. I'm curious, like I've said before, like, are they going to have her and Paige have some tension now? Are they just going to be a 3-woman group, kind of like a stable? It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. We had another women's match. It seems like, by the way, WWE really hurt a lot of the backlash they got on Raw, where they had no women matches or anything. 3 out of the 4 matches tonight were women's matches. So it looks like they listened to a lot of the fan backlash and were like, okay, let's put more women stuff on the show because we were getting a lot of backlash. Chelsea Green against Kiana James. Again, just your typical one-on-one SmackDown match. Chelsea Green was getting a loud ovation from the crowd. A lot of fans love Chelsea. She deserves a lot more than WWE. She's great. She's funny. She's not a bad worker. Luckily, she won this match. I was kind of scared Kiana James was going to win. Not that Kiana James couldn't use the opportunity too, but it's like, when is WWE going to give Chelsea Green anything? I mean, I know they gave her the WWE United States Women's Championship, but that run was just kind of forgettable. Like, I hope one day Chelsea Green wins a women's world title, even if it's for like a Nikki Cross reign where it's like a week or two, or a Sami Zayn run. I hope she at least gets her flowers because she's really damn good, and the crowd was cheering for her, and she got the win to a big pop. So good for Chelsea. We had the big segment. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. Cody comes out there. He says, "What do you want to talk about? Get him out here, CM Punk." And they go back and forth. And Cody explains he has a reason he has to beat CM Punk. He might like CM Punk as a friend. He might love him, but he also dislikes him. And he says because he pretty much had to always try to compete with CM Punk, with the crowds chanting his, you know, name and the entrance music and all that other stuff. And he said he followed the pipe bomb, went out, dropped a nuke on the business outside of WWE. The crowd didn't really react to that. Like during this segment, the crowd didn't really care for a lot of it. I don't know if it was just a bad crowd or they just didn't really care. It was just weird how that went, but they just didn't really react to a lot of stuff. And he says, you know, he gets nervous when he gets in the ring with Punk because there's a lot of expectations for Cody. A lot of other people, he don't get that around. He's done apologizing. Damian Priest mentioned, a lot of the locker room, the boys are getting tired of seeing the same people in the main event. Us too, Priest, us too. Us fans are getting tired of seeing the same 40-year-old guys in the main event every single pay-per-view. But what can you do? And pretty much they're like brothers fighting, Punk says. They are not chasing each other anymore. Cody plays victim all the time, makes a lot of enemies. He mentions Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and he says at SummerSlam he will break Cody's heart. Nobody can touch Punk, not even Dusty's kid. And Punk goes to walk off, and Cody grabs him and says, "No, you gonna take it that personal? Nah. Play my music. This is what you're gonna hear when I kick your ass at SummerSlam and take your WWE Championship." Pretty much just a hype segment. Like it wasn't anything like, I know my description of it was kind of all over the place, but it wasn't really too, you know, like impactful, I don't think, but there's only so much they can do heading into this match. Like, it's 1 week till SummerSlam. They haven't had a lot of time to build this match. So is it kind of rushed a little bit? Unfortunately, yeah. It is what it is with that. But like, not a bad segment. These two both can talk on the mic, that's for sure. You cannot take that away from. I know people are tired of Cody and they get tired of Punk sometimes, but these two are two of the best in the business when it comes to deliveries on promos. We had Charlotte against Nia. This match happened. Had the exact same ending as Jade and Nia. Jade comes out there, attacks Charlotte. It's a DQ ending. Charlotte advances thanks to DQ, so they screwed Nia in back-to-back matches. She throws a fail on the announce table, and that's how it wraps up. Just lazy booking by WWE. I don't really have much to say about it. It's just, it is what it is. And that's pretty much SmackDown this week. It really wasn't, like I said, a bad show, but it wasn't a show you're going to remember a month from now. It's just like, okay, this is a SmackDown. We're getting close to SummerSlam. We're going to continue to book towards that and go from there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my review of SmackDown. Let me know your thoughts down below. Did you like Finn Balor winning? Are you looking forward to him and Sami Zayn? Are you hyped for SummerSlam? Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe for more LTQ Wrestling podcast content. We are on Spotify. If you're like me and you like listening to your podcast, I work overnight, so I like listening to music, listening to my podcast. We are on Spotify as well, LTQ Wrestling Podcast. As always, appreciate the support. Peace.